Hello again, Year 6. So, we're going to continue with calculating angles around a point today, but we're going to look at the more reasoning and problem-solving style questions. So first of all, just to warm up, can you calculate the two missing angles here? So remember, angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, then let's have a look at the answers. So, A is 44 degrees and B is 115 degrees. So how I would have calculated this, I would have added together 136, 122 and 58, and then I would have subtracted that answer from 360. For B, I would have added together 102, 65 and 78, and then again I would have subtracted it from 360, because remember, angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. I would also have looked at the size of my angle and seen that A is an acute angle, therefore must be less than 90, and B is an obtuse angle, therefore must be larger than 90. Well done if you got those correct. Okay, so we had one similar to this yesterday. So we've got three angles make up a full turn. These are two of the angles. So you've got 75 degrees and 155 degrees. What is the value of the third angle? So remember, you want to make up a full turn. Pause the video and have a go at this one. Okay, let's have a look then. So I would have added these two together. So 155 add 75 and then subtracted that from 360, which would give you 130 degrees. Well done if you got that one correct. Let's have a look at this one then. Now, if you cast your minds back to yesterday, you should be able to tell me the answer to this one. Okay, so an eighth of a full turn is 45 degrees. So that means if you've got your circle and you split it into 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that each one of those eighths is worth 45 degrees. Think about how much a right angle is worth. Think about what an eighth is in relation to a quarter, and that will help you to answer this question. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so let's have a look at the answer then. So this statement is true because if you divide 360 by 8, because remember they are equal parts, so we can divide it by 8, the answer is 45 degrees. Alternatively, if you'd worked out that 90 degrees is a half and that an eighth is a half of a quarter, you would have realised that half of 90 degrees is 45 degrees. Well done. Let's have a look at this one then. So this one is slightly trickier than the ones that you've been doing. This one is like the ones that I calculated yesterday. Okay, so it says calculate the missing angles on this picture. So you've got A, B and C. So what do we already know here? Well, we know that we've got 5 angles in total. We know that this angle here is 40 degrees. We know that this angle here is 80 degrees. We can see that we've got 2 straight lines, this one here and this one here. And we know that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so I think that the easiest angle here to calculate would be A. Once you've calculated A, I would then calculate C. So I would do A first, then I would do C, then I would do B. Okay, and B, you're going to have to subtract from 360 because it's not part of, oh, it is part of a straight line. It's part of the straight line with C. Okay, pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so A is 60 degrees. Okay, because I have added 80 and 40 and subtracted it from 360. I can also see that A is an acute angle, therefore it must be less than 90 degrees. B is 40 degrees. Okay, we'll come back to how I worked out B in a second. C is 140 degrees because I calculated it using this straight line here. Okay, and I could see that this angle here is 40 degrees, so I subtracted 40 from 180 because it's a straight line. So 180 minus 40 is 140 degrees. So because I had 140 degrees here, I could then see clearly I was going to use this straight line to calculate angle B. Okay, so I then did 180 minus 140, which is 40 degrees. So then if I add all of my angles together to check my answer, because remember it says check your answers are correct, I've got 40, add 80, add 60, add 40, add 140, which equals 360 degrees. So that is how I know that my answer is correct, because it equals 360 degrees. Well done if you got the same answers as I did. Have a look at this one. Can you follow the instructions to work out how much cake each person gets in degrees? So, Amina has 3/8 of the cake. Okay, so it's a bit unclear here, so I wrote it bigger down here. Amina has 3/8 of the cake. Bonnie has 20 degrees more than Daniel. Chris has a right-angled slice of cake. Daniel's portion is half of a right angle. Emma eats what's left. Okay, so let's find the important information. So we've got 3/8 here. Bonnie has 20% more than Daniel. Chris has a right-angled slice. Daniel's portion is half of a right angle. And Emma eats what's left. So the way I would do this, I would work out Chris and Daniel's portions first, because I know how much a right angle is in degrees, and then I can work out half a right angle in degrees, because remember, we are having to write how much each person got in degrees. Okay, then I would work out Bonnie's, because Bonnie has 20 degrees more than Daniel. Okay, after that I would then work out how much Amina had. So remember, 1/8 is half of a right angle. Okay, so once you've worked out what Daniel's portion is, if you multiply that by 3, then you've worked out Amina's portion in degrees. Okay, then you can work out how much Emma eats afterwards. Okay, pause the video now and have a go. Okay then, so Chris has 90 degrees of the cake, okay, because he has a right-angled slice of cake. So that means he eats 90 degrees. Daniel has 45 degrees of the cake, because 45 degrees is half of that right angle, which is half of 90. Bonnie has 65 degrees of the cake, because she has 3/8, so she has 3 lots of 45 degrees, which is 65 degrees. Amina has Bonnie has 20 degrees more than Daniel. That's why she's got 65 degrees. Amina has 3/8 of the cake, so she's the one that has 3 lots of 45 degrees, which is 135 degrees. And Emma has what's left. So if I add all of these ones together, so I add 135, 65, 45, and 90 degrees left, and then subtract that from 360, Emma eats 25 degrees. Just have a think for a second. Why am I subtracting from 360? That's right, because 360 degrees equals a full turn, okay? So if I turned 365 degrees from here and I ate every bit that I turned, I would have eaten the full cake, okay? Well done. That was tricky. Let's have a look at this one then. So A plus B plus C plus D plus E equals 360 degrees. D plus E equals 180 degrees. What other sentences could you write about this picture? So I would start off with your straight lines. What could you write about those straight lines? So I'll give you one. You could put A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees. Okay. Think about your right angles. What other sentences could you write about this picture? So remember, you don't need to do any working out. You just need to tell me about the straight lines, about the right angles, and about the full turn. Okay? Write me some sentences. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so there's many sentences that you could have written. I have written these ones. So B plus D is 180 degrees, but that's not quite right. So I need to give myself a little slap on the hand there because B plus C plus D. So B plus C plus D equals 180 degrees. A plus B plus C is 180 degrees, okay, because that's your 180, it's your half turn there. You could have also had A plus E is 180 degrees. You could have had A plus B plus C plus D plus E is 260 degrees like they gave you there. You could have had 360 minus B plus D equals 180, so that must be minus B plus C plus D there again, is 180. As long as what you've written would equal a straight line, a right angle, or a full turn, you've got that one correct. Well done. Okay, the next question then. So, two sticks are on a table. Without measuring, find the three missing angles. Okay, so here we've got 66 degrees. We've got B, we've got A, and we've got C. Okay, so the last thing that I need to tell you is that angles that are opposite each other are equal. So for example, the opposite angle to 66 is B, so that means that B would be the same as this angle here. So B would be 66 degrees. Okay? A and C are also opposite. So that means that they are worth the same. They have the same degrees. So what you need to do now is you need to subtract 66 and 66 from 360. And then because A and C are the same, you would divide that answer then by 2. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay then, so A equals 180 minus 66. So that is because I've worked out my angle on this straight line here. Okay? Sorry, this straight line here. So I've done 180 minus 66 equals 114. So A equals 114. So now I don't need to do any more working out because my opposite angles are equal. So B equals 66 and C also equals 114 because it is opposite A. Well done if you got those correct. Now, you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but if you fancy an extra challenge and you want to really challenge yourself, have a look at this question and have a go at it. So 3 angles fit exactly around a point. Okay? 2 of the angles are equal, so that means that 2 of the angles are the same. The difference between the largest and the smallest angle is 30 degrees. Okay? Find the size of each of the 3 angles. So we know that 2 of the angles are equal. So you are only going to have 2 numbers. So you need 2 numbers that have a difference of 30 degrees, but all 3 of them add together to make 360. Okay? Because they're fitting exactly around a point, and we all know that angles around a point equal 360 degrees. Pause the video now and have a go at this one. Okay, so this one is really, really challenging, so well done if you've attempted it. Let's have a look at the answer. So, as we've said, two of the angles are equal, and there's 30 degrees between the largest and the smallest angle. So we know that two of our angles are going to have to be the same, and we only want 30 degrees difference, so we can't have, for example, 20 degrees and 110 degrees because there's not 30 degrees difference. So if we do 110 add 110, we get 220 degrees. So in order to get to 360 degrees then, from 220, we need to add 140, which is 360. So my three angles are 110, 110, and 140. Because remember, we've added to 110 twice, first of all, to get 220, and then we've added 140 onto the end of that to get 360. Well done if you got that one correct. If you've got a different answer also, as long as there are 30 degrees difference, two of your angles are equal, and you have made 360 degrees, you've also got that correct. Well done today, Year 6. I'll speak to you soon.